Whoa, we are a long ways away from the days that I called the OKC Thunder the perfect team, and I had my reasons at the time, and today I have my reasons to be very, very worried about their late game offense. At this rate, they are not going to break the 73-9 record. They really haven't been the same team since they saw the Spurs, but alien jokes aside.
Fitz. The only thing is, in the current political environment, you got to watch that word, Michael Grady. They deport those.
Not the type of jokes I was talking about. Aside from the Spurs and whatever else has happened, specifically since J-Dub came back, and when you see them in these close games, like 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, their offense gets downright baffling. And we're going to take a look at that today because this is kind of something that stems from why they weren't as dominant in last year's playoffs. Okay, so we start from this point where the Thunder are up by 2. See the lineup: Dort, Caruso, J-Dub, Case, and Wallace. And immediately, so even though Shea draws a foul here, I mean, I think you're going to see this in some of the other clips we look at. The late game offense, once again, Book sliding up on Kaysen, Goodwin not really paying attention to J-Dub, Dunn is slid over from Dort. I just notice this so often. There's just not a lot of respect for almost anyone not named Shea, and the longer this goes on and the game's in like this, and teams kind of start to figure this out, they will pressure it more. It's kind of like the very beginning of the year where Wemby was just frying shit and then team said, cool, take this triple team. This is a possession directly after. It's gonna be a Caruso screen. Booker switched. We're stepping off of Kaysen. Dylan Brooks is peeled off of Williams. That time he paid for it. And that's exactly what you need, but you see how teams are willing to let that happen though. Because more often than not, and the Suns win the game this way, it's Shea. It's got to be Shea. So far on 2 straight plays, they just haven't been able to do anything with Book, and they're also not playing with a big on the floor here. That might have been a mistake. This time it's J-Dub that's going to bring the ball up. Goodwin staying connected on him receiving the ball there. He pulls and misses. It's just good defense. You got a simple, but once again, I mean, look at the floor. He wouldn't have got a drive out of this if he wanted to. Book is responsible for Dort and Kaysen. They're cool with that. Brooks just gave up a 3 to J-Dub. Still cool sliding down. It often comes down to, and I saw this on a tweet, Shea beat MJ. And when he can't this season, this is the result. Cool. Kaysen Wallace is bringing it up now. It was J-Dub last possession. Shea the possession before that. They're trying to get some off-ball action going. You're letting J-Dub be the #1 now. And look at the issues you're running into. Once again, if Shea don't make the shot, who is it? Because the way we just guarded this, I mean, Dunn is sliding down and living with Dort because he's not shooting good from 3 this year. Brooks is ignoring Kaysen. And because of it, Dub just really don't have anywhere to go here. You're even getting away with Booker on Chet. So this pass goes out to Dort, who then gives it to Shea. It was a good pass, but he has to make those shots at all times, it feels like. If he can't be the hero late game so far, the Thunder are cooked. Down the stretch, they couldn't do nothing with either of these guys. So now we're tied. The pressure is on. J-Dub again bringing the ball. They haven't let Shea bring it up in quite some time. They don't want the defense to be able to just get set. So they get the switch. Royce O'Neal is denying. Once again, Kaysen playing off of him. The space is just not conducive to winning, and I've seen so many shots end up like this for OKC. I feel like I've seen this 100 times this season. As soon as he goes to make his move, here's Royce. There's your #2. They don't care about the #2 who just made a 3, and Shea just launches. The clock was grinded down. He didn't really have time to do anything else there, and they just won't do it. They won't let Shea get switched on. They're trying not to let Shea get switched on, so they end with a taller defender who almost poked it away. Phoenix just got confidence at this point. You're now at 145. You've not scored in quite a bit. You've not manufactured even a good look in quite a bit. Now it's D-Book. Same exact defensive setup. Goodwin's ready to help. Look at this. Just driving into hell. And he's going to get a foul there. But further confirming the point, if Shea doesn't create it late game, what do they do? Kaysen ignored. Lou ignored. They can probably get an open shot, and the Suns are cool with just closing out if they have to. So in 12 seconds, Shea just got to make his move, which is closed off. That's his #2 in the corner. Nobody's looking at either of the two guys on the right side. Yeah, he's going to manufacture a foul out of this, but if he doesn't, I wanted to go back and see what Shea was mad about here, because something happened with this free throw. Oh, Dylan Brooks. Didn't notice that. When I saw this live, I had no clue. I thought the ref had messed up his free throw routine, but no, it is absolutely Dylan Brooks stomping as soon as he lets the ball go. Oh my goodness. And Shea calls him smart for it. I actually thought he was going to miss the second after this. All right, got to be able to come up with something, bro. At least a decent look. It can't just be Shea pray for a whistle. It can't be. J-Dub going one-on-one with Brooks. That's a bad shot. They didn't get a good shot in this quarter. They really didn't get a good shot in this quarter that didn't involve the whistle. Or not the quarter, but the end that we're looking at here. That's just a quick 3 pull-up hand in your face. And in transition, you couldn't keep Shea off of this man. Off of one of the two in the backcourt. They were trying everything they could to hide him. All right, down 4. They put in AJ Mitchell. Get you some more shooting. Okay, time is burning. He just has to go 1v1 with Goodwin, who plays really, really good defense. And then Chet, who maybe should have been in, honestly, for defensive purposes. So they did force the turnover here. Dylan Brooks has had a couple of things like that happen this season, where he does something good and immediately erases it. It's happened. I think it happened against the Lakers. So now you're the Thunder. You have a chance with 22.6 remaining. Got to be MJ, right? Goodwin's been playing really good defense here. Slaps his hip. Shea uses that to try to get by. There was no foul, and Good almost stripped him. Got really close. I'm sure Shea thought it was a foul. Now you got 14 seconds. This Suns team, man, just so improved off of last season's roster. In today's league, you just got to have a team. It can't be 2-3 guys. It's got to be a team. All right. Oh, yeah, the Suns low-key had almost fumbled here because Goodwin switched late. And there was a kickball. Now they have Dub as the screener. Brooks switches on to Shea. So you have to go into the backcourt, which is fine. You can do that. 13 seconds. And actually, yeah, he got a good look there. That's one good look we've seen so far in about 4 minutes. And it's just a straight drive fade. That's what they need from him. It's just the streakiness you have from him in the playoffs. Some games he could be the number 2 and get you something late, or just get you something in general. And sometimes he just couldn't. That was the entire story of the Thunder's playoffs. Here's the issue, though. When it comes to these late game situations, sometimes a guy on the other side is just elite, and it ain't nothing you can do, because that's just some Kobe shit. Nothing you could have done. You were there, hand up. It's D-book. Wasn't a whole lot you were going to be able to do here, but as I remember, AJ Mitchell actually got a really decent look at this as Brooks came off to J-Dub. Yeah, almost gave that up. It was just not enough time. If there was more time, it would have had that off of a defensive mistake. So this game was actually the first time I think I really started to get worried. This was only their, what, 4th loss, I think? Or I can't remember. But in this game, let's see if I remember it correctly. I feel like J-Dub just kind of drove into traffic 100 times. As you see, this time he tries to take Nas off the dribble. That awkward lay doesn't go. Being down to Ant in the clutch has to be terrifying, because he's another one of those players like Book. Sometimes it just don't matter what you do. So you saw right there, they trapped, and that actually worked. The Wolves spacing is what probably will still get them into playoffs, ironically, as they're a top 10 3-point shooting team. But are they guarded like one? It's kind of what matters to a player like Ant. All right, wow, quick 3. They got a rebound, and Shea, I think, was surprised he didn't get the ball there, so it resets. We're going to try to put Rudy in the space, who's having a good season. Of course, we know he's going to be in drop. So that's a good shot. But if Shea don't make it, who's next? J-Dub didn't want the 3. That was a good closeout. Got to the mid-range. He has to hit that. Cool. So they got that off a broken play. Once again, second option, bringing it up. Case and screen, hand off to Shea, so he doesn't just have to create off the dribble. Gobert and drop. McDaniel's doing a wonderful job defending. And now look, the offense is just going to stall. Because Shea didn't get anything, and there's going to be a foul there. But because he couldn't really get anything the entire first run, what was the Thunder's plan next? It was going to be maybe a J-Dub fadeaway, possibly a J-Dub drive. But yeah, you're closing this up. And the spacing was weird anyways. Dort had to get out of there. OKC. No transition there. McDaniel stops it. Screen. Trying to get Nas on him. And that was a decent attempt to take the gap there from Dub. Just didn't work out. Nobody cares if Dort is shooting without even looking. I know it's not a good percentage this year. And also, Kaysen, who I actually need to check his three-point percentage because it might be decent, but it doesn't matter if you're not being guarded like it. You see, DiVincenzo, more than happy to come stop this. Okay, so I just checked. Kaysen is shooting 35%, which is almost the same as last year. But again, it's one of the problems OKC face in the playoffs is if you aren't an elite shooter, you kind of get played off of these days. And it's one of the things that made their lives tough. And it might make their life tough again. All right. They have to try to screen J-Mac off. This time they do get the switch. So Shea's going to take a contested jumper. And it goes. But to the point, Shea, BMJ. We already know OKC's going to want to screen the defender off. This time it's to DiVincenzo. Randall slides down off a Dort. We will just die if he hits that. Yeah, man, OKC just has too many we're okay if they hit it, we die players. This is only interesting because Sam Presti could fix this if he wants. Or not maybe fix, I don't know, but he can hit a red button. Back tap, got Minnesota an extra possession. Ant bink hoops on Kaysen. Kaysen's too small, Ant's too good. It's funny because Ant has not got a really good look in this clutch anyways in this last 4 minutes, this window we're looking at. 37 seconds. Are they gonna get it? No, they're just letting Shea go. It was blocked. Wow, by Edwards, but they got it back. J-Dub, quick three. And see, that's happened multiple times now where I feel like Dub just gets a three up when they don't necessarily need it. So some of the shot selection is a part of this too. But yeah, Shea just saw his lane here, but Shea high-key drove at the same time that Caruso was trying to set a screen. And again, we don't really care about your number two, so Ant's already pointing that out and gets in there. Block. It's spacing. It's we don't care about these other guys. And yeah, bro, I don't understand with Jalen Williams, some of the shots he takes. We just saw this in the Phoenix game. Why? Now you're down 3, 11 seconds. And you know teams might foul in this situation. So now you're just going to have to get a stupid shot up maybe. And Shea, we already know Ant locked this shit up at the end. Game time. And the spacing, bro. This is why I wanted to make this video. It's the options that they have. It's the spacing. Look at the floor. Playing Hardenstein, obviously, with Gobert out there. Dort, he hits it cool. They've proven that. Mitchell's hugged in the corner. That's the one guy maybe, other than Shea right now, we care for. And here is Shea's number 2, right on his hip. McDaniels will 100% just come over and help on a shot if Ant doesn't get this stop. We'll live if J-Dub hits it. Unreal from the champions. Okay, and I just picked the spot and Shea is at the free throw line. Okay, so this is the day OKC officially lost their powers, apparently. They only had 2 losses at this time. They're in the cup game. And this is where I really noticed it, right? Look, early 3. Early 3, Fox is there. Shea probably likes that he has the separation, but it kind of goes back to the beginning of the season. Since the first Rockets game, he's been the looks, and he's shooting 41% this year, but the looks started off tough, and I still feel, especially late game, they have been really tough. So this is one of the times they were able to stop Wembanyama. We are in transition and a foul. So this is the lineup with Mitchell. Looks like they're just gonna maybe go with that. Good help from Chet. And this play might actually be the moment OKC just in their mind started to feel regular. That right there, because that don't happen to professionals, you know. That just started happening. Inbound lobs from a giant you can do nothing about. That kind of low-key just became a thing. Shea created a space there. He got to his look. Cool. BMJ for us. And at this point in the season, him being MJ is working. It's cool. Especially if a game even looks like it's going to get close. It's cool. Except this is the Spurs. This is apparently the moment that they broke from where they were at the very beginning, and bang. Thunder down 1. Stan Van Gundy saying they need games like this. He was right. Because of this right here, we're cool. We got Fox playing good defense. We know who's to help. And Wemby, especially against the San Antonio Spurs, that's what's going to be tough. If you can't generate good looks, imagine being in the conference finals, and there's the closeout. Now, again, good look for Shea, but also Wemby, I feel like deters shots a little bit further away than a regular player. Cool. This is still within reach. We're doing the thing with Dub bringing the ball up. And all they did was switch Fox on to Shea, who's been playing good defense on him. Here we go. Body up. Steven Castle helps off a Dub. And if he hits that, we're cool. And he hit it. But we're now looking at the third team that's been okay with that. And you know why? Because he only takes 2 threes a game on average. And he averages 31% from the arc. So that's a player... If he does it right now. We're cool. And Caruso, of course, has been tasked with guarding many bigs, but they ain't been Wemby. And he's talking to him. Again, regular too. They put Caruso on bigs and had success before. They ain't seen Wemby. All right, so we're doing the exact same thing we just did because it worked. But this time they're coming off a Dort and still got a good contest. Dort's another guy. We will live. But you get a second chance at it. Now what? We're switching Champagne on us. Shea, create something. Be Mike. Please be Mike. And it works. Teams are going to continue to test everyone on the floor. And if they can get into a close game with OKC, hey, we just got to live. We got to help on Shea. We got to show him too. We're playing off the wing. It's working in these close games. Got a minute and a half, down 1. Desperately need a stop here. Same thing. Caruso, another player. That's probably a steal. Oh, that was beautiful help from Dort. No foul. Wow. So no foul on the drive. In transition, they did not call that. Their tip didn't go. And so you're still down. So now you're down 4. 2 possessions when you've been playing down 1. Same exact thing. Fox, also good denial. So now J-Dub just go do something. And I feel like I've watched the same game 3 times now in the clutch with the Thunder. Shea, please create. Can't do it. Okay, somebody hit a 3. Can't do it. J-Dub, fade or drive. If you can't do it, they lose. And these aren't great options. Yep, got there. All right, so they still had a chance here. They got to stop on Wemby, but you also haven't had an encouraging possession. Look at this, basically being guarded with 2 here. Playing off of Mitchell. The spacing, again, is not really ideal. Mitchell, feet behind the line. It ends in a foul. But take another look at this possession and tell me this is not just frustrated 2K offense. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Look where Mitchell is. J-Dub's not being guarded by Fox. We're not even looking for him like we would in an actual second star. Castle can stay with him. You can help off Caruso. The space is just all over the place. They just had to force something. That's forced 2K offense. So this is funny because 10 seconds left. You need a 3. You've seen in the footage so far, teams are just kind of happy to give anybody else a 3 who isn't named Shea. And even Shea, look, I know he can make these shots, but a step back on the wing is hard. A pull-up is hard. So how many ways do they really have to get a 3 off? Let's see. Caruso on the inbound. And it looks like they're trying to get Shea to the corner, which was defended beautifully. They just switched. And that would have been a hard play to get a 3 off of anyways, because again, when you know teams are kind of just hungry to foul you, what do you really do? Do you just go ahead and throw a shot up? And it doesn't even matter because Chet missed the worst free throw. And I love Wemby, dog. So one thing I thought while watching this is, hey, one of the reasons I called them the perfect team was because of how deep and versatile they were. They do have some guys on this team you can't necessarily leave open. The trade-off there, of course, being you're then having to bench some of your starters in the 4th, and then you're probably giving up a little bit of defense as well. But that is something I'm going to keep an eye on with OKC down the stretch of this season and into the playoffs, because when you look at how things are going right now, I don't really know who on this floor is going to be trusted any more than they are today in what, 3 or 4 months? And I'm talking about from opposing teams. They're still going to play off of Caruso, definitely still going to probably play off of J-Dub. As good as Shea is, remember, he's averaging what, 32 points, I think 55% from the field. He's in the 40s from 3. That is the guy we care about. And so far, this team doesn't look like they have a superstar number 2. They have guys that are paid like a superstar 2. They don't have guys that play like it, especially in the clutch, and not consistently. So teams are still going to play off of a Case and Wallace. They're going to play off the same people they're playing off of today. And even last year in the playoffs, you saw some of these guys who I would trust more with shooting. Teams still kind of try to up their volume a little bit. All right, cool. We'll die from an Aaron Wiggins 3 if it means that we can pinch Shea. If they take some more losses before February, specifically in the clutch and the offense looks like this, I will have to wonder if Presti is going to get on the phone, because again, this team has assets. This is one of the reasons that I called them the perfect team. They have ways to switch out guys. They have players they can trade. They have picks they can trade. They have ways to improve if they need to. So, let's not piss them off. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.